I spoke to my compound provider about the availability of Tirzepatide through my provider. And welcome back. It's Jasmine Nicole, and welcome to Weight with Jazz, a safe space for the obese, the overweight, those who just want to lose weight, and myself to share our weight journeys and a little bit of my life too. I used to be 284 pounds 12 years ago. I lost 115 pounds through intermittent fasting and running. That put me at 175 pounds, still in the obese category. Decided to pursue the remaining 40 plus pound weight loss through brand name Zepbound medication. And now I'm currently on compound Tirzepatide medication. I'm currently on the 7.5 Tirzepatide compound as a split dose. 3.75 is what I inject weekly as a maintenance dose. I am in maintenance, reaching the 130-pound mark. But at this time, I am slowly declining, changing my mark to 125. So I'm 127 at this time. So this video is about contacting my compound provider. I spoke to my compound provider about the availability of Tirzepatide through my provider. And my provider assured me that as long as I am an existing patient, refills will remain pretty much until otherwise. So I guess otherwise is until a notice is sent out to my particular provider or whatnot, then that's when the mark will end. Specifically tapping into if you are an existing patient part. That's important because during this situation with the ending of the shortage of a Tirzepatide, um, going into new telehealth companies for intake, GLP-1 intake, specifically for Tirzepatide, is probably not going to be successful as a new patient, given the recent news that has occurred. The pending end of it, pharmacies receiving 60-day notices, etc. So it is happening. It's just, a matter of did it get to your provider yet? So, but if you're looking to go into it as an intake, a new intake for specifically Tirzepatide, that wouldn't be a wise idea. More than likely, it would be a denial, just pretty much based on what's going on within my provider, within the information that I receive. So how do I feel about this information? I mean, it is what it is. It's about what plans do I have in place? Where am I at mentally? Mentally, I want to do everything I can to continue to maintain the goal that I've achieved. Want to continue to maintain my fit. So, in addition to the GLP-1 medication, and also now in addition to the Lipo B that I'm taking, plus the healthy lifestyle changes I've conditioned myself in through eating whole food, plant-based, pescatarian, and prioritizing protein and fiber, I could be able to sustain this. I mentally, I don't want to think about trying to sustain this without GLP-1, even though I do have a fat burner. I don't know if I'm going to take that fat burner long term. That's just to target fat deposits that I currently still have in my abdomen area and, certain parts of my thighs. So I don't know. It may be long term, but it'll be on like a very micro dose just for the other benefits of the vitamin complex and the amino acid, but it won't be for the purpose of me really, trying to burn fat if I already reached my goal. So at that point, I will be, I won't, I once, if this happens, I won't have a GLP-1 tirzepatide appetite suppressants if that goes away. It would just be the fat burner. Then at a point, I may not have the fat burner. So just mentally wrapping my head around only working on what I've worked on naturally for so long anyway, just refining it and going through this weight loss process with this medication, it kind of refined my principles of eating that pretty much put me almost back into a surplus in the beginning when I lost 115 pounds. I really didn't have my way of eating completely on lock like I thought I did. Now I have my way of eating pretty much on lock, but I also have additional appetite suppressant help. That's the help I want to keep without having the suppression. It's just all me. That's fearful, especially knowing that I feel like I'm GLP-1 deficient. Honestly, the natural hormone is not as strong in me. So I feel like I'm just going to have to work even harder to maintain, even harder. If that's what it is, it's what it is. But if I can alleviate some of that, I want to with the solutions, alternative solutions. And the only alternative solutions that I really see if my provider discontinues the tirzepatide and doesn't create a customized form of tirzepatide, because remember, that is allowed even within this declaration. Henry Meds created their customized form of oral tirzepatide. So these pharmacies have the discretion, they have the legal discretion that to make their version of it. I don't know. That's something I would consider if my provider offers that as an option. That's something that I consider. I actually trust my provider and the existing medication taken. So we'll see. I'm just shooting ideas out there because ultimately I don't want to be off a GLP-1. Whether I'm microdosing, low dosing, however, I don't want to be off of it completely. I need it. Um, Within thinking about alternatives, I don't really want to go to semaglutide. I just really don't. But that is a very, very last resort for me. Cause like I said, I don't want to be off of GLP-1. So if all else fails, I will have to suck it up and be on a low dose of semaglutide. And low because I'm in maintenance and I don't want all of the side effects that happens to be associated with semaglutide or semaglutide, okay? I know there's side effects with both tirzepatide, but semaglutide for a number has it just seems a little bit more stronger in effects. Their effects are more stronger. And being as though I'm in maintenance, I don't have a lot of body mass on me to absorb the medication. It might be overwhelming. I don't know. I don't want to, put that on me, but I would, but I'm just taking obvious considerations in mind. Um, but I'm glad I got some type of clarification from my compound provider instead of like kind of just waiting in a limbo, waiting for some type of announcement in my portal. That's what I thought I was going to get and probably will if something happens. But as of now, as long as I'm an existent patient, I can continue to refill until otherwise. I don't know when otherwise is. So for me, it's like I need to issue a refill in another one consecutively like that. I've been spacing them out usually, but now I need to bring them back to back in a more like a stockpile format, in just in case, you know, and I can work off that and then figure out whatever I want to transition to once my supply starts to dwindle away. I don't want this to dwindle away. I do not want Tirzepatide to dwindle away. It won't dwindle away because Zepbound is available. Mounjaro is available. The brand medication is available according to Eli Lilly. The Zepbound vials are available. 2.5 starter and 5.0. But here's the thing. People who are on compounds, a lot of people are on therapeutic doses above 5. They're at 7.5 and up. You know, the vial is not, the 5.0 vial is not going to do justice for the individuals who are on a larger dose. So I see the disparity right there, still causing a problem, and kind of like a semi panic, and it kind of make me feel like they want compounders to be in panic, low key. Remember in the statement that I read in one of the articles, now those who are on compounds are going to have to scurry. Quotes. I remember the article I just read, y'all. Okay. I don't think I read that part that I highlighted, but I remember it. Listen, like now is like, who cares about the compound users? That's pretty much what the message is. It's over. Lilly never cared about it anyway. Want the market to go back to what it was, just dealing with semaglutide on a low key level, not being as out and marketed as it is now. So, but yet and still, Tirzepatide is still available. But for the people in the larger doses, the option will have to be going back to the pen. And if the insurance is not covering the pens, then you're self-paying using the Lilly card, which, has increased. It's not the original 550. It went up. It's still a savings, but it's still increased. So, it just, from all angles, it just looks like there's disparity. It's difficulty with the Eli Lilly savings card money going up. Now, everybody who was on the high version of the compound, I'm sure a lot of them want to remain on Tirzepatide. They probably don't want to switch to semaglutide. They're probably going to go back to getting the pens. So you're going to have an influx of compound users going to the pens. Then you're going to have the brand users, of course, already existing brand users, new brand users. We can't forget about that. You have a large influx of new brand users every day for these medications, for Zepbound specifically, and Mounjaro. So you're gonna have the compounders coming over, the brand new users coming over, and the existing users already in the market tapping into the inventory. And according to Lilly, they'll be able to handle all of the demand without another shortage coming in out of nowhere. We'll see about that. We'll just see about that. That's all I'm gonna say. We're gonna see about that because this has opened up more airways for, availability for different categories of patients. But yet it is what it is. I feel like a better option should be presented for those who are using compounds who can't afford to stretch it to go self-pay. They can't afford the extra $150 or so for that particular medication, and don't want to feel like they have to reduce themselves down to a medication that they don't feel comfortable with. I mean, all of this to me is just like morally not right. But when it comes to business and medicine, business and medicine, sometimes it's not going to be morally right. It's about the dollar. But at the end of the day, we paying, okay? And if we get wise, we will be investing to make money off of this medication that we are taking. I'm getting to that level. A lot of people already are on that. I'm getting to that stock level. Best believe. So with all that being said, my plan remains Tirzepatide until the end, and no other alternative that comes in place, such as maybe customized Tirzepatide offered by my provider, then I will have to do Semaglutide at a low dose. But that's not the plan. But I also was looking into ashwagandha, just over the counter stuff. I'm like, I am in maintenance. I could entertain, I'm still doing a fat burner, but then I could try ashwagandha and see what type of appetite suppression that causes. So, I don't know. It's not going to be on the level of GLP-1, but is it going to be on the level of enough satisfaction to maintenance my weight? That's where I'm at now. I'm not at the level of where I need drastic weight loss. I'm at the level where I need to just maintain my weight, maintain appetite suppression, reduce the cravings, and ashwagandha is a natural agent. It let information out there saying that it definitely does suppress, and it has helped people lose weight too. So and it's more affordable. Listen, I would say berberine for me too. I would maybe do berberine in addition to my fat burner, but I don't think berberine is appropriate for me because of the blood sugar thing. I'm not diabetic patient, and I also asked my compound provider about berberine in addition to taking the fat burner, and it was recommended not to because it would decrease my blood sugar level. So I don't have that. I'm not on this medication based on blood sugar levels. So that wouldn't be appropriate for me. So it really would be, if I'm doing over the counter, it would be ashwagandha and my fat burner, plus my healthy, my regular eating, my life, and exercise. Because exercise can't be not there for me unless I'm cutting calories heavily. I'm in a deficit. If I'm not in a heavy deficit, I have to exercise. And that's what I realized that my body tells me and shows me. Okay? So I'm just going to stick with works. And focus on staying on a GLP-1 medication, hoping not to revert to semaglutide or semaglutide. We shall see. But at the end of the day, I'll make it work. I don't want to also, disclaimer, I don't want, to deduce, I don't want to seem like I'm speaking negatively about semaglutide. There are many successful stories of weight loss and still muscle retention and weight maintenance on semaglutide. Period. There's people that maintenance on it well, they lost weight on it well. Yeah, they had some side effects, just as people who take Tirzepatide, but all of them did not have extreme stuff that's being, thrown down our throats through media. All of them didn't have that. Many didn't have that. So I don't just want to say that I want to cause offense to anyone who's taken that, because there are many successful stories, and it's still a GLP-1 medication. And at the end of the day, I will be right along with whoever is taking it. Okay, if it's a last resort, but hopefully not. We'll see. That's what I had to report. I will get at you in the next video. I think the next video will be more than likely an update. I don't know. Yeah, it will be it will be an update because I will be skipping this week of Tirzepatide. So this week I'll be skipping that we're coming up on. And the next video will be that update. So stay tuned. Be real.